All right, this liberal soy boy nearly broke down in tears after he was destroyed by a conservative.
So there's two main categorical reasons why I say Harris would be better than Trump. The first category is character. The second category is policy. Let's start off with character. First of all, Trump is a felon, Trump is a fraudster, Trump is an election denier, he's a dictator on day one, wannabe fascist, okay? Kamala Harris is none of those. Kamala Harris wants to protect and preserve a democracy. She wants to fight for the freedoms of all Americans, especially the 170 million American women and girls. And then we could reference policy next. If you want to respond to character, go for it. If you want me to hop straight into policy, I could do that too.
Well, starting with character, I technically do not think she's a good person. Speaking of which, if we're bringing up stuff from the past, we can say she slept with Willie Brown, broke up a family just to get her job. And while she was there, she used a firm that was putting people in jail that had false positives on drug tests. And she knew they had false positives. She admitted to that. And she was still putting mainly black and brown people in jail, considering I'm both. That is very much a big issue for me. And also that a woman shouldn't represent, they should just sleep to the top for their job. They should actually work hard for it. I generally don't think that she's a good representative. There's plenty of other women out there.
Yeah, I have a question. How many votes did she get in a run for AG? Do you know? How many votes did she get in a run?
We're talking about character, though.
Of course.
We'll talk about and morals. And if we're mentioning character and morals here, she's clearly not a good person.
Okay, I'm responding to your
just
claim.
Like you had mentioned all that stuff about Trump, which could be true.
I'm referencing your claim that she. I'm referencing
record.
your claim that she slept to the top. How many votes did she get when she was running for AG and DA in the state of California?
But that has nothing to do with the fact.
It does. She got 4.5 million votes in total. 80 million for her run for AG or DA. I don't remember which one. And then 4.4 million for the other one. I have a question. You're saying that she slept her way to the top. How many of those 4.5 million people that voted for her did she have to sleep with?
Well, obviously we're in California, and this is pretty corrupt, but to say that she needed the votes of most people that matter, which is the person she slept with, could actually overturn and hide these votes just like they did with the election. But
listen, the idea that women have to sleep with men to get into positions
and that's
of power
exactly what she
is
did.
a misogynistic lie. One moment.
She's saying that
do you mind if I finish talking real quick?
We have to open our legs to get jobs. That's exactly how she used it.
Do you mind if I just finish talking real quick? Also, I would like to finish out this conversation. There's a lot of red flags up, though. So saying that women have to sleep with men to get into positions of power is a misogynistic lie. What you are doing?
Say that. She just did that.
One moment.
That's what she represents.
What you are doing is you are taking Kamala Harris, you are taking her character, you are taking her proposed policy, you are taking her intelligence, and you're taking her wisdom, and you're throwing it out of the window. Because when you say that the only reason she's in her position of power today is because she slept with a man that had been legally divorced for 3 years is a lie. She got 4.5 million votes to get into AG and DA and slept with 0 of them. The question I have for you
is
how do you feel about Donald Trump?
Do you know that? No.
Okay,
absolutely
so
not.
All right, so let's just say this. Let's talk about Kamala Harris and Willie Brown, all right? Because I think that the young lady in this video wasn't really adept enough to really explain the argument about just how Kamala Harris slept her way to the top. The other kid, he's one of the little Gen Zers that the Democrats are trying to prop up or whatever. I don't really know his name, but let's talk about the argument, okay? So obviously everybody knows how Kamala Harris started her political year in California. We are not going to pretend that this is not a very attractive woman, and was even more so about 35 years ago when she started her ascent to the top. When she slept with Willie Brown, this was a very powerful political operator in California who by many accounts created her entire career. This was a powerful man that knew people, that had lots of connections, and her relationship with this man definitely started her ascent in politics. And when we want to talk about women, and look, it's not to say that every woman that is successful sleeps their way to the top, but some of them just have, okay? That is very real, all right? And so the idea that we're not supposed to talk about how some of the most powerful women in the world have used their relationships with men to climb the ladder in politics, in media, in corporate America, that's just disingenuous. And that's not saying that all women do, but it is certainly saying that some women, like Kamala Harris, absolutely did.